I wanted to share with you this bit of documentary about Australian outback crime that happened, and this town is very similar to the town that I have my property, and it just reminded me, and I wanted to share with you, so we watch it. It's 2 o'clock in the morning in Melbourne, Australia. Because I've been unwell, I had a 4-hour nap, so I'm awake, and I'm happy to show this and share it with you while I have a late coffee. So let's watch it.
Not much has ever happened in this tiny village on the edge of the desert, 6 hours south of Darwin. Until now.
I believe that Paddy is deceased.
You don't look like a killer.
I'm not a I'm too busy to do that.
Welcome to Larimah. Population 13. And an unlucky number for one resident who's gone missing, feared dead, leaving 12 suspects and one in particular.
It's a unique investigation and it's a mystery.
Do you think he's met foul play?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
There we go, folks.
Paddy Moriarty has gone missing.
Oh, thanks, Bronny. Thanks, mate.
In a remote village of meat pies, a missing dog, and a pensioner with a wicked tongue.
I don't bullshit and I don't lie.
Could Larimah be the new Wolf Creek?
They drive past here hanging out Murd3r, Murd3r.
Do you think that he's met a sinister end?
Unfortunately, we think so.
Can I have a latte? No, you can have white coffee or black coffee.
Fran Hodgetts runs the roadside tea house. Spelling isn't her forte, but she says her pies are.
If you want rubbish, you go to the pub. My pies are famous, world famous.
Barry owns the pub,
Oh no, you weren't allowed to sell a pie.
giving the cops a tasty lead.
We are focusing on feuds.
Let's talk about that a bit. How does everyone get on in this little town?
They don't. No.
It was meant to be a colour story on a remote settlement, but by chance, Paddy told the ABC all those years ago something very interesting.
Brands has got the worst pies. I used to go over there and the dog wouldn't eat me pie.
No, I hated his guts, but I never spoke to him.
Okay.
He'd done a lot of damage here for 10 years. And
He
everything.
was a big supporter of the pies down the
Yeah,
pub,
that's
wasn't
right,
he?
yes.
Yeah. 70-year-old Paddy was last seen 4 months ago, leaving Larimah's Pink Panther Hotel. He was at his local every day, where he spent his time on a stool in the corner. After a session, he went home for the last time on the night of December 16 last year.
He's gone inside his house because there was a chicken in the microwave and there was food on the table. He had his personal items like his bank cards and his hat inside his house. There's no sign of any disturbance inside the house.
And then he disappeared without a trace in one of the more remote parts of our country, causing an investigative headache for Detective Sergeant Matt Allen.
There's no mobile phone coverage. There's no CCTV. The nearest fuel stations are 100 kilometres north and south. It's very difficult for detectives to monitor people's movements in and out of the town as you would in a big city.
Oh, the cake's still frozen.
Fran believes the pie feud
I give them all a little gift before they go.
They get everything here,
Oh,
don't
yes,
they?
yes. That's a little
has
gift.
left this amiable tea house host. You get a lovely Harris coffee.
Yes.
You get a lovely frozen piece of cake, but
And
you get some
a
fresh
lovely
stuff.
teddy bear.
And a teddy bear. The number one suspect.
I was under house arrest over Christmas and New Year. Wasn't allowed to move.
We have persons of interest. Every single resident of Larimah has been asked to provide a detailed account of their movements.
And
Like Len.
I left just after he went missing.
Yeah.
So the coppers were looking
Geez,
for me.
you fled, did you, after you went missing?
Yeah.
Geez,
but-
you're not a suspect, are you?
Well, I was.
Were you?
Yeah, but they've sorted that out.
Leaving at 5. What is it, a half day?
So we've got commercials, but welcome to the channel. I'm having a coffee and I thought we watched poor Paddy. Went missing in 2017 and it's still an open investigation, and they're asking people if they know anything to say something, you know, because they all want to know where Paddy is and the doggy. So yeah, it's crazy.
Like an animal. And I don't like
And
it.
why is that, Fran? Because they've come here how many times?
They've been here 5 times as on with warrants. They scraped my incinerator out. They pumped my septic out, my large septic, thinking Paddy was down there. Mind, at the bottom of my steps. They done my house out 3 times.
Do you swear that you have nothing
I
to do with
swear on my mother's grave and my father's grave, been dead for 40, 50 years, and my grandkids. I've got 9 grandkids. And I can swear on their life that Owen and I never left this property, had nothing to do with Paddy. Don't know where he is.
Owen is Fran's mysterious gardener who shuns people. He has had forensic police search his car following an alleged feud he had with Paddy over his dog.
And he told him to keep his so-and-so dog across the road.
Right.
That's all he said. He didn't even know Paddy. He never seen Paddy before in his life. You
There's
know?
a lot of things happen in this place,
Yeah, I
don't they?
know. And
Like, it's a
but
busy
it's
joint.
only since Barry, there's a serviette over
That's
there.
okay, it's just this little... It's not blood.
No.
That's all that matters.
No.
All this drama in a village so small has forced Fran to eat humble pie.
I've changed my pies now to waffle pies.
Waffle
So I
pies.
have to do
So there's
that.
a point of difference.
Yes, now there is. Yes. I've changed.
Yeah.
And very different.
This goes on the camel pie.
You heard right. It's a camel pie.
Brady!
And Fran doesn't take no for an answer.
So that's
That's
it, eh?
camel, camel potato pie, open
With-
pie.
With chips on top.
Yep,
That's your own secret recipe.
my
You're
own.
the Colonel Sanders of Larimah. What part of the camel is it?
I don't know.
And she claims all this controversy has been a boom for her Larimah pie business.
They're coming in asking for Paddy pies.
They think
Yeah.
you missed him.
Yeah. Bacon's in
But the
it.
quirkiness of this village and this story is no laughing matter. For a man is missing, feared dead, in suspicious circumstances.
I certainly miss him. It's like a vacuum round here.
He was here basically every day, let's say.
And life in Larimah just isn't the same, says Richard the barman.
Just a general decent Aussie, mate. He's just a really decent sort of a bloke, so excellent sense of humour.
But the feud is front and centre in most people's minds. Like Billy
Yeah. She didn't like him much.
Oh no, I couldn't blame her really.
and Karen and Mark,
They really didn't like each other.
who thought their isolated, quiet home was the perfect escape from big city crime.
Everybody has a right to go home and go to bed at night and be safe.
Yeah,
But you would believe in a tiny place like this, it would just naturally happen.
I head back to Fran's and work off my camel pie in the 42-degree heat, where those missing signs have Fran's blood boiling
So
for a different reason.
By putting that there?
They're shit stirring. They put it there, and they wanted to put it on my fence, and I said no. You put it on my I'll rip it off. And they went across the road and put it there and faced it over here.
You know, Fran, I'm going to get a very sore finger on this story. I'm going to have to put the beep button and be
I know.
beeping
I know.
those words all
I
the time.
know,
We can just
because-
keep them down a little bit so I don't
Yeah,
have so many
yeah,
beeps.
yeah,
Is that
all
all
right.
right,
Yep,
darling?
yep,
That'd be good, yeah.
Her last police interview has this 75-year-old most upset.
This is what he said, exactly what he said. Where's Paddy's body? And went in the office, and I thought, I won't swear again. I said, you've pressed me buttons now. I used a bad word that many times, it's not ridiculous, so I won't say it.
Thank you. That'll make
No,
life easier
yeah,
for me.
Right, I love to make it easy for you.
Thank you, darling.
Anyway, and I said, hang on. I said, you wanted to... Statement? There's me. Statement.
Yep.
Read that.
Back in Darwin, where this disappearance has now escalated to the Major Crime Unit, Detective Allen believes Paddy's dog, Kellie, holds the key.
If we find the dog, we'll be able to find Paddy.
The Kelpie never left Paddy's side. Police have spent months searching the local rubbish tip, dams and surrounding scrub.
We won't give up. We're going to continue the investigation and continue the search as long as it takes whatever it takes to find Paddy and Kellie.
He's out there in the bush.
And the person of interest says, it's not me.
And I tell the truth. I told the co-detectives truth things. I don't bullshit and I don't lie. That's exactly what, and I said, I'm going to sit back when you find him or find his clothes and say, I told you so.
Wow.
I'm supposed to retire now. I don't want to go to jail.
Certainly not before she plies me with more Outback Tucker.
The dessert.
Oh, the dessert. Geez, you're going to kill me with all this food. Oops. It was a slip of the tongue, by the way.
I know.
And finally, before I headed off on the long journey home, Fran insisted on giving me this little gem.
Tracy first for the Logie. I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything else. The 60 Minutes, nothing. I watch Current Affair. And that's no bullshit. I'm not telling you that because you're here. I don't. I watch Current Affair every night. It's on.
Fantastic.
So they haven't found Paddy yet, and it's interesting, you know, like they sold the house, they put the house for auction, and a lot of people turned.
Hungry Jack's fried chicken, saucy tenders, crispy, juicy.
Oh my god, this makes me want to eat. So they put the house for sale, you know, it's in the middle of nowhere, basically. 13 people in town, well now 10 I think. But it's interesting, you know.
It's all good, you know. They always come and want to know what's in the pies.
2 years ago, the NT coroner found Paddy was likely killed over a feud with neighbours. But no body has been found and no charges laid. His abandoned home, largely untouched for 7 years, now about to be sold at auction.
Unique opportunity. Let us take you on a tour.
Ideally, we'll get some new blood come to town. You know, new vision, new energy. Maybe look for a job or investing.
The publican is riding the wave, putting another block in town up for sale on the same day. He's also looking for someone to take over the famous hotel, ahead of a boom he expects from the development of gas fields in the nearby Beetaloo Basin.
Probably need somebody a bit younger with a bit more energy to run with it, you know, particularly with what's going to happen.
With Larimah's population dwindling, residents want to see more made of the fact the town was home to one of Australia's biggest bases in World War II, just outside the range of Japanese bombers.
The museum is a heritage communications building built in 1943. Nobody knows about it.
For those who followed Paddy's case closely, the auction this week is a turning point.
In some respects, there is some closure because I presume it will mean that those signs are taken down or moved somewhere else that are offering a reward and the missing person sign. So it's not that constant daily reminder when you pass that particular spot. But on the other hand, the case isn't resolved.
A new chapter for a town with many unanswered questions. James Elton, ABC News, Larimah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then the house sold, and he sold pretty.
A crowd of almost 50 for an auction in a town with less than 10 residents.
25,000 straight off the bat. We have now at 25, at 25,000 even.
In the end, it was a race between just two bidders.
Second call at 32. We enter the valley of no return at $32,000. At 32,000, we're going, and we are sold. Well bought. Congratulations.
Hey, sweetheart.
The winning bidder over the phone understood to be a South Australian in search of a winter escape.
Well done. All right, we'll give you a call back, all right?
Securing the former home of Paddy Moriarty.
Quite a bit of interest. I think the result represents market value for a property like this one.
The humble home on an overgrown block on the Stewart Highway is Mr Moriarty's last known location on the night he went missing in December 2017, and has been largely untouched since then, besides a few break-ins. His mysterious exit has attracted a morbid fascination, inspiring podcasts, books and documentaries, and rumours about pies and crocodiles.
Netflix, eh?
Netflix, yeah.
What a wonderful company.
Long-time locals say their new neighbour will be welcome.
So long as he brings a carton of beer, quite welcome.
He makes us welcome with a carton of porridge.
Though they might have bit off more than they bargained for.
What do you tell someone who's new to Larimah?
Leave. Goodbye.
A territory welcome for Larimah's newest neighbour. James Elton, ABC News, Larimah.
Gee, James Elton's been busy. How you going, my sweetheart? Yeah, I had a 4-hour nap and now I'm gonna sleep. Maybe tomorrow. Gosh. But this is a documentary about how Paddy went missing.
Those who play make the world more.
The commercials make me hungry. It's such an interesting story because the town is so similar to the town I bought my property. It's like 12 people, you know, in the town, and one went missing with a dog. So imagine that. And there hasn't been found. I reckon they fed him to the crocs for sure. But about to start now.
Oh, I don't know where he is, and I'm not sad that he's gone.
Might be aliens, right? There ain't no fucking aliens that have captured Paddy, and if they had it done, they would have dropped him back by now.
Yeah. This is pretty good documentary. I hope you guys enjoy it. Australia. So remote.
Okay, so we're recording. So can you just give me your name and your job title? Thanks, Barry.
Barry Sharp and Republican. There you go, there you go.
And what do you think happened?
Oh, I'm very convinced that Paddy's met with foul play. When I first came into the pub, it was the Pink Panther was already there, but it wasn't being exploited in any way. So that's when I come up with the idea of painting the building pink and calling it the Pink Panther Hotel, Pink Panther Pub. And it needed to be done because we're situated a little bit off the highway, and at 100 kilometres an hour you don't see the pub sometimes, so we're painted pink, it stares you fair in the face. Well, he used to always have 8 beers, but sometimes he'd have another couple. And I think this day he'd had another couple.
Oh, hey, Leo.
And that was
story.
it. I thought, oh, well, we'll see him tomorrow. But he never showed up here the next day.
I love the Pink Panther too. I want to go there soon. I want to check it out.
We're treating his disappearance as suspicious. It's completely out of character for Paddy. He's set in his ways. He has a strict routine where he attends the pub, has 8 beers a day and comes home before dark. Based on that and our comprehensive search efforts, we're treating it as suspicious.
Paddy's a good bloke, decent Aussie fella. Come over here from Ireland, as we all know now. Excuse me, cigarette smoke. Mate, he loved this country. He loved this area.
Sorry, I put subtitles because the Australian's accent, I have trouble sometimes, and I lived here 36 years. But yeah, Paddy went missing. He's an Irishman. Came in 1968 to Australia, and he was a bit of a character. But if you can watch this documentary, oh my goodness. Netflix has a documentary called Last Stop Larrimah. So even Netflix picked that up. It's crazy, mate.
He was happy as a pig in shit here. He had everything he ever wanted. He was a man, like, the only thing he wanted apart from what he had was one of them Rolex watches. That's it. And that's all Paddy ever aspired to, apart from what he had. He's a good worker, good, decent, honest bloke. Bit of a shit stirrer, but isn't the average Aussie.
Do you remember that day in particular, and do you remember what his demeanour was like on the day?
I do remember that day. I can't tell you exactly what day it was. I thought it was Friday. Coppers have told us it's Saturday, so okay, that's fair enough. It's pretty much like a time warp for me. Every day's the same, but mate, it was just the same. Happy, content. He was just going to turn up the next day and get the lawnmower, and that's it. Simple as that. So yeah, like, you know, he had his second last beer and said, as he always done, well, I think I'll have my last supper this time, Richard, which is his last beer, and I think I'm done for this evening. So got on his motorbike with his dog, mate, and floated off home.
Do you think he was heavily intoxicated?
I wouldn't say heavily, no way. No, slight wobbly boot on, but then again, what is it? 2:30 in the afternoon, and I've got a slight wobbly boot on, so that's not unusual for up here. So, but yeah, no, we keep our shit tight. We always do.
Sounds like French or German when he talks.
Who was the last person to see him before he went missing through your inquiries?
Our investigations established there was a tourist that was passing through. They had contact with Paddy and actually gave Paddy's dog Kellie a chicken, a cooked chook, and just to give it to the dog for dinner. And that was when Paddy was leaving just about dusk on the 16th of December 2017.
2017, not 2007. They can't even translate.
We located that chicken wrapper actually in the premises of Paddy's.
He'd left the house, and there was still things in the house that, like his glasses were on the table. There was a couple of dishes where he'd been eating still on the table, and just by that, I see his hat was over on another bench. He obviously hadn't gone to go somewhere. He would have taken those items.
Do you think he's still alive?
No, I'm sure he's not. Just to keep an eye on their eyes.
The physical evidence at the scene is completely undisturbed. So the assessment is he's voluntarily left his residence. The bed was made, he had food on the table, he had dog food for his dog Kellie, he had a calendar that he crossed off each day, and the last date it was crossed off was the 15th. He had a water gauge that he checks in the morning that wasn't checked, and based on that, we're treating it as worst case scenario.
Where did Paddy come from? Many, many years ago.
He came from Ireland.
That's right. And there was a pretty wild man in Ireland back in them days. The story is, it's got me beat, to tell you the truth. And now I'm ready for that amount of time and never seen him aggressive with anyone. It's just a mystery to me.
Hey Billy, I'm Anna. We're filming a story about Paddy Moriarty's disappearance. Are you able to have a chat with us?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries, thank you. So what do you think happened to him?
Well, I thought my dad killed him. For sure. Well, at first I was going somewhere with a tape of his car and his hat. He never went out without his hat.
The key to this is the dog. You know, like,
Why
where's
is
the
that?
dog? Because the dog hasn't come back. You know, find Paddy or find the dog, you'd probably find Paddy, we think.
Always took his dog. This is only a new dog. He had to put the other dog down.
What's the significance that Kellie is also gone?
The significance of Kellie is that we've also found no signs of life for Kellie. If Paddy had met with misadventure, had gone for a walk, we would be able to find a sign of him or his dog Kellie.
Where is that little bitch? So we really need to find her as well.
It's just too strange. There's 10 people live in this town. 10 people live in this town. To my way of thinking, one of them's a murderer.
Northern Territory Police are concerned for a 70-year-old man who was last seen at an outback pub more than a week ago.
Unfortunately, with the banks, the hospitals, the national databases, we've got no signs of life.
The last confirmed sighting of Paddy Moriarty was at the Larimah Hotel. Anyone with information should contact police.
First tonight, Northern Territory detectives say a red Kelpie is the critical clue that could solve the disappearance of Larimah man Paddy Moriarty.
Police hold grave fears for his safety and today ramped up their search 500 kilometres south of Darwin.
Larimah, you need to see it to believe it. And it's not until you get there that you really get a full appreciation. It's a tiny outback town, small number of residents and essentially no technology. People keep to themselves and it's situated right on the Stewart Highway in the middle of nowhere. You can't even pull up and get fuel for your car there. There's no police in Larimah.
He didn't show up, so I said I better go and check on him. I went to his house and so I called out and had a walk around. calling out his name. He's there, Paddy, but he wasn't. So I didn't think a lot about it at the time. Left it another day and then come up and sort of better go and see if he's there. I went through every room and called out his name, and he definitely wasn't there, of course. So I didn't ring the police until the next day.
It was 72 hours past before it was reported to police. Paddy doesn't have a computer. He's only got a landline and an answering machine. He's one of the few people that didn't have a smartphone. There's no mobile phone reception in Larimah, and he lives on his own, so there's nobody to corroborate his movements.
Time is a funny thing in Larimah. A lot of the days are the same for us.
I went up there to get some mail. He said to me, "Oh, how you going, Cookie?" I said, "Oh, not bad, Paddy." And just went in and got me mail, and I walked out and I said, "I'll catch you later." And that was the last I seen of him.
So there's about 130 points of interest within the search area. There's some thick grass to get through as well, and the temperatures are extremely hot, 40 plus degrees each day.
The dump is a focal point in the community. They don't have bins that get emptied regularly. People go down to the dump and dump their rubbish. They use incinerators at Larimah, so they burn their stuff and they'll dump it.
Hey, Thomas. Yeah.
And unfortunately, we didn't locate anything of interest to the investigation.
They still haven't found him. It's 2:30 in the morning here, Thomas. I couldn't sleep. I love these stories.
Is it still a possibility that there could be a sinkhole not visible from above that could have been a place where Mr. Moriarty and his dog have become trapped? What do you know about that?
Possible, but unlikely. Anything is possible, nothing's absolute.
This is the old track that used to go to Western Creek Station. It's pretty ordinary country. It's dry Kaditcha country. It's lots of sinkholes through here, and Aborigines don't really like the country that much. It's a spirit country.
Well, my name Jimmy Wayville. Yes, I'm a traditional owner for Larimah. On the countryside, he was talking wrong.
Sorry, as we show Aborigines Australia, he could have passed, so we pay our respects. Because I'm not sure whether he has passed in his spirit. In Aboriginal culture, we don't normally show the pictures of people that have passed.
Around that country, been sort of kill him, make him get away, out of his mind. And that's why he passed away, I think. Been sort of punish him, kill him, do something on him. And yeah, there's a lot of story from Dreamtime. Anything can happen. We don't know.
I've seen through our search there's certain areas prone to sinkholes more than others, and I would suggest that Paddy wouldn't be walking through those areas if he knew about them.
It is unique, just the way he's disappeared. He's gone home. He's obviously gone home. He's been home. The dog's been there with him. It's got all that evidence is there, you know, and he's just walked out the door. That's the last we know of Paddy. It's not the usual case.
Enrique. Shannon. Nice. Good music for walking. Yeah, Thomas. I had a 4 hour sleep.
Brother!
brother. We're coming into town.
There's Paddy.
Hey, we're coming in for a beer. Good boy. Hey.
Well, he's an Irishman. He looked more like an Italian. He had a large moustache. Like, you know, you'd see on a spaghetti advertisement or something, you know.
Oh, sure, it's grand. Hey! Ravi, you a big boy?
Yeah, I'm Paddy, yeah, from Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, came out in '66 on the Fair Star.
So you live in Larimah?
Yep.
How long have you been here?
Oh, I've been here 8 years. I used to live at Daly Waters. I had a base there as well. Yeah. And I was there for another 8 years, and I thought I'd come up here.
How important for your daily life living here was his friendship and his companionship?
Oh, enormous. We used to help each other in all sorts of ways, you know. Yeah, good man.
Paddy's a typical outback Territorian, a unique character and someone you'd never forget if you met him, especially with his dog. He was somewhat of an attraction to Larimah.
Yeah, there he is.
Bottoms up.
He was part of the hotel, like he was the greeter, if you like.
He was the concierge.
He was the concierge. G'day, folks, he'd say, and, you know, where are you from? And then he might tell one or two of his little stories for me.
Good day for an ALA. Bloody-o.
Things get pretty lively here at times, eh?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
As remote outback bars go, it doesn't get much remoter. The nearest neighbours are over 150 miles away. Out here, nobody can hear you scream.
Hey, g'day. How you doing?
Hey.
There you go.
Hi, fellas.
Hello. How you doing?
Welcome to Larimah.
Well, thank you very much.
The Larimah is like nowhere else I think I've ever been. It's kind of like if you dropped a kind of weird bar in the middle of a post-apocalyptic sort of scenario. I've stayed in a lot of places, in weird places in the world, North Korea, Syria, Congo. The Larimah is up there on remoteness, weirdness. Who had more words for being drunk, the Brits or the Aussies?
Bring it on, you fuckers. Pissed. Wankered. Off your head. Twatted. Trotted. Nice move. Thrashed. Totaled. Pissed. Off your box. Hammered. Bollock face. Bollock face. Beautiful move, Tiger.
Oh, they're stalling. Yeah, no, I remember Paddy. He was funny. Gruff. He was Irish, I think, originally. And, yeah, it's a real shame.
With our checks with births, deaths and marriages, there's no record in Australia that Paddy has a brother, sister, son or daughter or been married.
What efforts did he go to outside of Australia to try and find out more about who he was and establish his history?
So we have the Australian Federal Police International Liaison Network we can tap into. We lodge birth, deaths and marriages checks with overseas through Interpol. The only confirmed link we've got with Paddy's family was his mum, Mary Teresa Moriarty.
Joined again by Anna Henderson, reporter with ABC. The Australian police wanted to get in touch with Paddy's Irish family. Now, off the back of the conversation that you and I had, somebody has been doing some digging and come forward.
Well, that's right, Sean. Some people who heard the interview, and one person in particular, have done some excavating of their family history, and they believe they may be related to Mr. Moriarty, and that he has perhaps over 100 relatives in different parts of the UK and the United States.
We were fortunate enough, through the help of yourself and the media, We actually got volunteer DNA from 2 distant relatives. Unfortunately, as it stands, we can't confirm any link to Paddy.
You've got to find a body, and well, there's 2 bodies. There's a dog and a man. I mean, where the hell are they? How do you get rid of that?
You put a call out for people to come forward with any information they might have about a dog, whether or not Paddy's dog Kellie might have been dropped to an animal shelter. What has come of that, and has it led anywhere?
I actually received an anonymous letter from someone suggesting I do that. So that led to the call.
At this stage, though, that hasn't come to any conclusion.
To meet Paddy, you wouldn't think he had an enemy in the world. That's what makes it all so unusual. That anybody would want to harm him.
What do you like about living here in this place?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I don't mind it. Good. Yeah. I'll come up to the pub here and have a good drinks and everything like that. Meet Barry, all the locals, Well, I won't say too much about everyone, but,
Oh, let's talk about that a bit. How does everyone get on in this little town?
They don't. No.
He was friends to people in the town and he was enemies to people in the town. And he would speak his mind. If he didn't agree with you, he'd let you know.
Bottoms up.
Wow. He was Irish guy, and he was just one of those types of bloke. If somebody went up to Paddy and said, the world's shaped like a football, Paddy would believe him. You know what I mean? He was easily sucked in.
I've had trouble with him all along. Big trouble. He started stirring shit around town about what I was doing in the kitchen and how much I was selling my pies for, and it was this and it was that, because he was very jealous, you see, very jealous of what I've got here, and plus the pub, I'm opposition to the pub.
We're treating his disappearance as suspicious, and what I mean by suspicious is that there was third-party intervention in relation to his death and that of Kellie. The current status is it's an unsolved homicide investigation.
I first came through in 1978 when I was hitchhiking up here from Brisbane to Darwin, and kept coming back.
Here we are, Andrew. Here's your favourite drink.
Well, thank you, friend.
No worries, love.
I try and get down here 3 times a year just to find out what's happening with the Civil War and who's on whose side.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that too strong?
that's great.
Sure?
Bingo.
Yeah, well, I'll keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
I've been banned from the pub down there that many times, it's not funny.
Why are you banned from the pub?
Oh, well, I got blamed for doing something I never done. I got blamed for pinching Mars bars and I got sugar diabetes. Now, what the bloody hell would I want to pinch Mars bars for? So I got blamed for pinching stuff down there, so I thought, no, jam it. I don't want nothing to do with you, you're a pack of arseholes. So I just left it at that, you know.
When I first came here, it was a very close-knit community. Everybody got along really well. But over time, it drifted away from that for some reason or other. And now we Well, we don't really associate like what we used to.
What do you think is at the heart of the disagreements?
A lot of things. A lot of things. And I don't really feel like saying a lot about it. I know why, but I don't really want to say it.
Paddy done a bit of shit stirring there and Fran got pissed off about it, but then again, Fran's a bit of a troublemaker too, don't worry about that. But she's not a bad person in her own right, but it's just little towns, they're all the same. If it's, oh, so-and-so done this, so-and-so done that.
It's a factional and fascinating environment, the changing of allegiances.
Paddy didn't really have any enemies. Only one he used to argue with was the lady in the pie shop.
Who is his neighbour?
Who's his neighbour, yeah.
I stay here on my little four corners, on my little oasis. Here's the 2 pies for you, darling. I was the first one ever to make pies in the territory. Buffalo, camel, pork. I mince my own meat here. I mince my own pork and chicken.
Fran's had her pies going for 20 years or so.
Now, who would like a pie?
Now the pub are making pies, and there's arguments as to who's got the recipe for the famous Larimah pies. And there are, good assortment of pies, and camel pies and buffalo pies and crocodile pies and everything but dog pies or magpies.
Fran's has got the worst pies, and I fucking tell you that.
The feuding is very colourful. All these petty but very important things in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, there was shit over there. I used to go over there and the dog wouldn't eat me pie. Fran's pies. Yeah, true word. And these have got chunky meat and everything like that here. Yeah, and I tell people, I tell them the truth. Bloody oath. When they could pull up at my place up at the road. Yeah, I tell them fair dinkum. Yeah, and that's what happens. And Fran's is the worst gas bagger in town.
I've had trouble with him all along. Big trouble. Like last year I took him to court for poisoning my garden. He threw an old dead kangaroo under my bedroom. I've had so many things, and it's all been reported to the police. They got it on record. He started stirring shit around town about what I was doing in the kitchen and how much I was selling my pies for, and it was this and it was that, because he was very jealous, you see, very jealous of what I've got here, and plus the pub, I'm opposition to the pub.
Yeah, I knew he was doing that. Never really took it serious.
Yeah.
It was more humorous than anything else.
I got the same in my town.
Maybe we should have taken that a bit more serious.
So I stopped him coming here, and that's when all this trouble started. He started pinching umbrellas from here, and damaging me property, and giving me cheek, and telling customers here not to come in, putting broken glass under car wheels, over the parking bay, because he didn't want them parking over there, and they'd pull up over there in front of his place, and he'd tell them not to come in here, that nothing was homemade. And I mean, I'm not rubbishing the man. I'm only telling you, it's all been reported to the police right through.
the disagreements in Larimah, the feuds as they've been called by some, and the hatreds that exist there have formed part of your investigation. Are they still part of your inquiries, or have you been able to rule them out?
Everything is still on the table. It's an unsolved homicide. Nothing's been ruled out at this stage.
You can go into any roadhouse anywhere and buy a pie. There's no claim to saying, oh, well, I sell pies, you can't sell pies. It'd be like saying, I sell soft drinks, so you can't sell soft drinks. You know, that's sort of a bit ridiculous.
Paddy's never been over here and bought a pie. He's never had a pie here. He wouldn't know what my pies taste like.
What do you know about the gardener who lives at the tea house? Do you have any...
Never met him. Now, I wouldn't even know what he looked like. Yeah. I saw him from the waist down once. So I was sitting in a car. All I've heard stories about him. He used to be a tent boxer or something.
Oh, and Laurie has never done an interview with anybody about everything.
Won't.
Why is that?
I don't know, because that's the way he is. I don't know. It's just him. You know, I can't make somebody do something that they don't want to do, you know, and that's his prerogative. I know that he never left here, and I know that he wouldn't hurt anybody like that. I know he's got a temper, but no, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, he did it. I think he did it, the gardener, for sure.
The forensic mob went through my house. They found nothing. They pumped out my septic. They didn't find anything. They scraped out my incinerators. They didn't find anything. They poked holes in all the garden. They didn't find anything. The detective went in the shed and found a couple of hammers. And of course you find hammers in every shed. And he put the torch on the hacksaw and found blood on it. Of course, he said to Owen, is this yours? And Owen said yes, and they took it away. We knew it was turkey, chicken meat. We always cut up our meat for our dogs, you know. We always keep our meat frozen, you know that in the territory. But nothing has been found. It was all put through testing. Everything was negative.
Fran Hodgetts has taken down a sign from outside of Larimah which had taunted her and advertised Sweeney Todd's pies being sold at her tea house. What investigations did police make about whether or not, in fact, there was any truth to that kind of accusation?
So we've searched the premises that you in question. We've forensically examined the location in question, and there's no evidence to support that theory whatsoever.
Did you actually do any tests on the meat pies?
We've forensically examined the premises, and there's nothing to support that theory whatsoever.
Do you think he's been killed? Are you feeling safe to remain living here?
Oh, yeah. I've got nowhere else to go at the moment.
I think he's been taken off somewhere. It's my opinion. Either that, well, it's a bad thing to say, but wild pigs. You know, wild pigs, dingoes. Because somebody knew what they were doing when they got rid of him. They just fed him to pigs. Of course, pigs don't leave any evidence, so I believe. Crocodiles. There's plenty of places to get rid of a body, isn't there?
Among your responsibilities, you also help feed the animals out the back. Can you give me a sense of what that involves and what kind of animals you're dealing with out there?
A lot of birds, specialised birds. A couple of crocs out there. We've got some pythons, wallabies, emus, which are always fun.
There is a crocodile at the back of the pub. What investigations or what efforts did you go to try and establish whether there was any truth to that?
So we've searched animal enclosures at the back of the pub. We've also inspected Sneaky Sam's enclosure, and there was nothing there to warrant any drastic action to be taken in relation to that.
I don't know where he is. I don't know who done it. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know if he's out hiding, trying to get me into trouble, which entered me mind. I swear on my grandkids, on my life, that I know nothing about it.
It is my pleasure to conduct the auction sale today. The Pink Panther pug is being sold walk in, walk out. What you see is what you get, ladies and gentlemen. The crocodile is a really unique feature. It is one of the most beautifully kept crocodiles.
No more.
Now, how unusual is it for you to sell a piece of real estate with a crocodile thrown in?
Well, this will be the first.
He's a monster. He's a huge crocodile. I've developed a cancer, a prostate cancer.
They're beautiful animals, they really are.
It looks like it's going to be terminal, and I need to. It's too much work here for me now. I can't do it.
From the day Paddy went, it changed everything here, the whole vibe of the whole place. And then the wildlife park going, that was the next step. And then Barry selling up, a bit final one.
All this time I'm going through this, I've got breast cancer and didn't even know it. And now it's spread down to the back of my heart, but hopefully the tablets I'm on now, the doctor said could cure it, but maybe, maybe not.
The owner of a local pie shop in the Northern Territory town of Larimah has denied she had anything to do with the disappearance of Paddy Moriarty. An inquest into the suspected death of the 70-year-old man has examined an apparent ongoing feud between the pair.
Oh, hello, Webby.
Fran, do you know what happened to Paddy? Now, this is an inquest into the suspected death because at this stage there's no affirmation of this death. We don't have a body. It is likely that someone in Larimah has evidence that may be helpful in establishing what happened to Paddy. Given the advanced age of many of the residents, and Your Honour will see that shortly, it's considered by Your Honour to hold an inquest at an early date.
Why are all the media here, Tom? If you tell them?
Your Honour, I think they're going to write their book on a bit like Wolf Creek in due course.
Yeah, that's right.
The population of Larimah hovers around 10, and almost everyone was called to give evidence at the inquest. So it created this really extraordinary situation where all these people had to travel 200 kilometres to Katherine to give evidence in a case, and it was the closest they'd all ever been to each other in a really long time. Bobby Roth gave evidence at the inquest that when she'd worked for Fran in her kitchen, that Fran had often said that she wanted to kill Paddy. She was quite visibly upset when she gave this evidence, and it was something that obviously had sort of played on her mind since Paddy had gone missing. When her husband, Carl Roth, gave evidence, he said that he had also heard Fran say those things, but to him it was nothing serious. There was no intent behind it, and there was never any danger of anything happening.
I could not believe the lies that were told. When I heard about what was said, that I'd threatened Paddy and I was going to kill Bill and Paddy, matter of speech, everybody says it, you know, you say, do that again and I'll kill you, you know, and it's a matter of speech. I couldn't hurt a flea, you know.
Maurice Darby was Fran Hodgett's former gardener and kitchen hand at the tea house, and he says he left Larimah and left that position because she had been ripping customers off. He believed that she was buying pies from the supermarket and removing the filling, adding her own fillings, and then charging people $13.50 for a 75-cent pie.
I have never, ever, ever sold a pie for $13 or $14 because I wouldn't be able to sell it that much anyway because people wouldn't buy them. Even if they built a pie factory next to me, it wouldn't worry me because I've got my scones, I've got my cakes, I've got my bread rolls. I don't have to do pies.
It was suggested by a few of the residents at the inquest that Richard Simpson was jealous of Paddy and his kind of run of the bar, that he was sort of an unofficial 2IC. Richard said that that was completely untrue. He said that Paddy was a mate of his and he really enjoyed having him around the pub. Last time the ABC came here, Richard Simpson was working here and he isn't anymore. What happened there?
Oh, look, it was just a thing that he was starting to drink too much, and some days he would be fairly drunk by about lunchtime, and I had to put a stop to it.
Do you feel that he should be investigated more closely?
I personally don't think he had anything to do with it.
Were any calls made from the Larimah phone box on the night Paddy Moriarty disappeared?
So, as we heard in the public inquest, at 6:30 and 6:31, 2 calls were attempted from the phone box situated on the Stewart Highway at Larimah.
The inquest heard that Owen Laurie made 2 phone calls from a phone booth out the front of his house on the night that Paddy was last seen, and they were around the time that Paddy would have been heading back from the pub. In his evidence, Owen said that he did not see Paddy on his quad bike. He didn't even hear the quad bike.
Those calls did not connect. Investigators believe the call was made by the neighbour of Paddy. We also don't believe the calls relate to the disappearance of Paddy.
Owen, do you know what happened to Paddy?
There's no contact.
4 days before Paddy Moriarty went missing, Miss Hodgetts claimed he dragged a dead kangaroo onto her property. The following day, Mr Moriarty and Miss Hodgetts' companion, Owen Laurie, got into a heated argument over their dogs, but Mr Laurie strongly denied there was any aggression. But Miss Hodgetts gave the inquest a different account. Owen said, "There's going to be trouble," and I said, "Don't do anything stupid. I don't want to come back and see you in jail." Mr Laurie also told the court he was joking when he told her, "If anyone touches my plants, it'll be the first murder in Larimah."
Yeah, where it's called Last Stop Larrimah. It's crazy how Netflix picked it up.
That is a word of mouth, you know, speaking, because I drummed it into him all the time what Paddy done to me, you know, and it was a matter of, okay, if you do it, I'll kill you like that for, you know, but no, he wouldn't hurt a man, he wouldn't hurt anybody or a dog.
There were a number of dogs in Larimah at the time and they didn't all get along. Is there a possibility that there could have been some problem between the different animals that triggered some problem between the people of Larimah that led to Paddy Moriarty's disappearance?
Yes, it is possible, and everything is being investigated in relation to who had dogs, where the dogs were at the time of his disappearance, and how they were behaving.
Yeah, we know for a fact that there's a couple of detectives that have actually lost sleep over this.
He scratched his nose with a middle finger. How weird.
It's something that completely consumes yourself and also your investigation team. We're forever communicating with one another about bouncing different ideas off each other, running theories by each other, and it's just, we're dedicated to the investigation and trying to establish what's happened.
Look at the Pink Panther. No, I don't think so. I think that the gardener did it. That's my theory. There's a million theories and people go there and it became a thing. When it happened, I remember because, you know, I was also living in a remote town with like, where I was, it was 5 people. This is 10 people. But yeah, Netflix picked it up for some reason. I don't know. They did a really good documentary. The thing is, I don't think Thomas it is a clash of cultures. I think it's got to do with Frank was making pies and then the pub started, you know, they started to sell pies. So Paddy was upset and promoting the pies from the pub. And then the Sweeney Todd Pie started saying that she actually had something to do with his passing and cooked him and put him in the pies. But they have a crock at the back of the pub, you know, and they think, ooh, hey, passerby, g'day, mate. Are you awake? Good to see you. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody, this is Passerby, a good mate from Queensland, from the channel. And he's in Queensland, Australia. And Passerby probably knows the story, eh? We know that a lot of little towns in Australia have history of weird people that, you know, it's just, anyway. It's only like 5 minutes to go, so, but it's just, the pies turned my stomach. I'm not hungry anymore.
Rotten. Piece of shit, you know? Rotten to the core. Because nobody believes me. I was treated so badly, you know, that some of the detectives were talking to me like if I was an idiot, you know. I'm afraid they got the bull by the horns because I'm not stupid.
I feel sorry for her.
Fran Hodgetts has also criticised the police investigation and the way she was treated in the process, and she's criticised your role in questioning her. Are you confident that every step you've taken in this inquiry has been appropriate?
Yes, I am. I need to ask questions of all sorts of people. I need to ask some tough questions at times, and part of that was speaking to Fran and all the other occupants of Larimah.
Your gardener, Owen, was questioned quite extensively at the inquest.
But I don't know. I didn't know anything about that.
Do you think that that causes extra problems because he hasn't stepped out to sort of say his part?
Well, it doesn't look good, but I don't know. I really don't know because I know that he never left here. I can't say because I don't know. I don't have much to do with him, you know. I haven't spoken to him for 3 months now, you know, because he's in the room and he's going to go, you know.
He's in the room just
here? Yeah. And, yeah. I'm gonna, ask him to leave. And
Hey, hang on, I gotta say g'day in the middle of the documentary. I'm in darkness. But yeah, hey, hang on. I reckon the guy did it. The gardener. I don't know if you guys know this story. But since it happened, I'm with my little lamb. Yeah, since it happened, I reckon that, I don't know, oh, this is shit. This is worse. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Because it's 4 o'clock in the morning, or 3 or something. 3:11. I went to sleep, yeah. Thomas was saying that when you're recovering from surgery, yeah. I had a good day. I cooked lunch, and I was sending love and healing to everyone. But this story, I mean, when this came out, right, when this happened, I was talking to Jimena, to my friend, because she's from Argentina, from a big city. And when she comes to my property in the middle of nowhere, she freaks out that that happened in that town. And it's hilarious, okay. Well, it was very important to me to spread the word, because some people might know something or heard something, they haven't found him. I don't think they'll ever find him, because the dog never left Paddy's side, I'm surprised passerby is awake, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Australia. Only that I had yeah. I wanted to share this with you guys, because I know some of you follow mysteries and missing persons and stuff, but this is a story close to my heart. I know I love Australia, and I love the small towns, and I'm always going to remote places, and I'm not scared. And it's never in the back of my mind that something's going to happen, Sorry about my glasses, but it's for reading. And as the Netflix documentary picked it up, they did a really good job. The thing is, they ruined this woman's life. Okay, passerby, gee. They ruined her life. She had to move into the city with her daughter because of mental... Can you imagine that happening? I had something similar, right? I've got a neighbor that for some reason she always comes to my house, right? Keeps coming all the time, and I'm cooking and giving her food and chatting, but she's a bit weird because it is a small town, right? And her youngest son, I don't know, well, I'm telling the story, doesn't matter, but found a message saying that what can we do to hurt Grace? Let's make up a story and call the police on Grace. And I'm thinking, what have I done? I only left the city to heal and buy a property because, I spend my money, a little bit that I had insurance, to buy property. And I can't afford $1 million in the city. So I bought a block of land near the desert in a town of 10 people, right? Well, there's 200 people in Netherby, and we had a pub, and the publican, he was beautiful, and I used to walk in with my cup of coffee because I don't actually drink, right? And I walk in with my cup of coffee, and he goes, well, I can't say it, but yeah, he goes, what the F and hell are you drinking? I said, coffee. He goes, oh, mate, poison. And anyway, I wasn't a good customer, but all my friends were. They'll come and, we'll all sit at the pub in the middle of nowhere. I'll find pictures, and it gets me a bit teary because the publican passed away and the pub got sold, and then it closed down. But now apparently they're fixing it. So that's a good story that they're fixing it and they're going to reopen the pub. And so some people in the town don't talk to the pub. They don't talk to each other. So when I walked into the pub and I bought my property, they're thinking, you got an accent, where are you from? And it's pretty outback here, you know. And yeah, I said, oh, you know, I'm from Melbourne, South America, whatever. And we all became mates. I say hello to all the neighbours. But they don't talk to each other. And then this woman, they try to make trouble for me. Well, her horses ate all my parsley, and they're beautiful horses. The drama, the horses run away. One came into my property, and then the dog was running in the middle of the road. And the person, there's another person that had a sheep as a pet, and she built a little shed. Yes. Get this right. She reckons it was too hot in the outback. Of course it is, right? She built a shed with an air conditioning for the sheep. So she put... So when I had my pet ram, and she had a shed with air conditioning for the sheep in the middle of Australian outback, I thought, I'm going to take my ram to her place for a holiday. It's like an Airbnb with bloody air conditioning. Yeah, but they cannot get F, right? There's another guy, so small town bullshit, that's what it is. And the rednecks are everywhere, but they're my mates. I get along with everybody. But the stories at the pub where you're sitting there, right? They stop with a dog, they stop with a sheep, they stop, you know, and now the problem is, right, the pub is the only place where people gather because they don't see each other because they're working. But this story, poor Paddy, I know he was a character, you know, I know he had, you know, his way of being and was fighting with her, but I'm sure the gardener did it. Anyway, I'll put the end of it, because it's almost the end of it.
That no one really cared about.
Yeah.
Since Paddy's disappearance, it's really kind of made a name for itself, which is quite sad. They've had journalists from all over the world turning up, knocking on their doors, asking them questions. Tourists ask them questions. Tourists have read about Paddy's disappearance, about the story, and everyone kind of wants to know what happened. Everyone has a theory on the mystery, and that's how they have to live now. They have to live being known as this town where this extraordinary mystery has occurred, so and nice. Fielding those questions from people who are intrigued.
That's right. I'm intrigued. Gracie is intrigued. I love the music.
Did you have anything to do with the disappearance of Paddy Moriarty?
No way.
No way. Bloody
No,
eyes.
I did not.
Do you think there could just be an innocent explanation for this?
No.
The police have already asked me that, because I told him how I used to get on with Paddy. I used to get on with him, but he used to get me to the stage where he used to piss me off, and I could have grabbed hold of him by the scruff of the neck.
Did you have anything to do with his disappearance?
Did I? No, not at all. Why would I?
Sometimes I felt like it. Don't worry about that. I'll be honest with you. I felt like breaking the guy's neck sometimes, but it never happened.
I know, and Owen know, we didn't do nothing to Paddy. This should not be happening to me. And me of all people, I can't believe it.
Do police have any suspects at this stage?
As the investigation is ongoing, I can't discuss the specific status of individuals other than to say we have persons of interest. Who those persons of interest are and why they're persons of interest, I cannot discuss during an active investigation.
He's from Darwin. No wonder he's so calm, the cop. Darwin, nothing happens there, right? I haven't been yet. Look at that.
People loved him. And we still miss him very much.
Absolutely.
No one's found him yet, and I don't think they will. You know, it's just hard to say. It's been going on for years where people have just disappeared off the face of the earth and no one's got an explanation for it.
Somebody knows something, but I don't know nothing.
I think Paddy would be wanting us to continue and to find out exactly what's happened to him.
You think things will settle down here?
Never. Never settle down.
So for all that, you like it here, eh?
Oh, I love it. It is a true story, and I'm sticking by it, and I'd say the same thing again if I had to say it again. Yeah. True word, folks. Yeah. It's all down, and that's it.
Paddy Moriarty was last seen here at the Pink Panther Hotel in Larimah on December the 16th, 2017. If you know anything about his disappearance, please call Crime Stoppers.
No, actually, there's a lot of camels here, yeah. But she was making camel pies. She was making camel pies. And, yeah, Paddy came here in 1966, Thomas. And, passerby was saying, they're not going to say, yeah, they did. I reckon he was a gardener. If you guys watch the Netflix documentary, he's shady as hell. And he didn't like Paddy or the dogs. 3 o'clock in the morning, and this story gets me all electric. It's actually the only story that got me electric in Australia, because Paddy seemed like a character, you know, and I sometimes feel like a character myself. They're gonna make me go, you know. I mean, I don't make pies, and Life Artist was saying she was gonna make pies. You know, imagine making pies, and then the problem was that they started putting signs up saying Sweeney Todd pies, that she had actually, that they had got rid of Paddy and put him through, you know, in the pies, you know. All right, passerby. Well, this happened in 2017, and I wanted to share it because I don't know who's going to watch it, and if they have any information, you know, it'd be good. It'd be good. I live in darkness. Everyone, I don't know if you saw, but this jumper I bought, my sister bought it for me in 1983 or 84, and I was 13 or 14 years old when I had this jumper. It's got a bit of a hole, but I gotta fix it. And I put it on for comfort today. Right, yeah. I play for you guys a little bit of the current affairs. They sold the house for $32,000. I'll show you when the house went for auction, but we're gonna get commercials, but that's alright. We always get commercials. I like some commercials. but not all. But the house went for auction. It's 1 minute or something, and then it sold. So there you go.
It's not at all, but it's all good. You know, they always come and want to know what's in the pies.
2 years ago, the NT coroner found Paddy was likely killed over a feud with neighbours. But no body has been found and no charges laid. His abandoned home, largely untouched for 7 years, now about to be sold at auction.
Unique opportunity. Let us take you on a tour.
Ideally, we'll get some new blood come to town. You know, new vision, new energy.
Should I buy the pub?
Maybe look for a job or investing.
The publican is riding the wave, putting another block in town up for sale on the same day. He's also looking for someone to take over the famous hotel, ahead of a boom he expects from the development of gas fields in the nearby Beetaloo Basin.
Probably need somebody a bit younger with a bit more energy to run with it, you know, particularly with what's going to happen.
With Larimah's population dwindling, residents want to see more made of the fact the town was home to one of Australia's biggest bases in World War II, just outside the range of Japanese bombers.
The museum is a heritage communications building built in 1943. Nobody knows about it.
For those who followed Paddy's case closely, the auction this week is a turning point.
In some respects, there is some closure because I presume it will mean that those signs are taken down or moved somewhere else that are offering a reward and the missing person sign. So it's not that constant daily reminder when you pass that particular spot. But on the other hand, the case isn't resolved.
A new chapter for a town with many unanswered questions. James.
So now I'll show you when they sold the house. If they don't give me a commercial.
A crowd of almost 50 for an auction in a town with less than 10 residents.
25,000 straight off the bat. We have now at 25. At 25,000 even.
In the end, it was a race between just two bidders.
Second call at 32. We enter the valley of no return at $32,000. At 32,000, we're going, and we are sold. Well bought. Congratulations.
The winning bidder over the phone understood to be a South Australian in search of a winter escape.
Well done. All right, we'll give you a call back, all right?
Securing the former home of Paddy Moriarty.
Quite a bit of interest. I think the result represents market value for a property like this one.
The humble home on an overgrown block on the Stewart Highway is Mr Moriarty's last known location on the night he went missing in December 2017, and has been largely untouched since then, besides a few break-ins. His mysterious exit has attracted a morbid fascination, inspiring podcasts, books and documentaries, and rumours about pies and crocodiles.
Netflix, eh?
Netflix, yeah.
Netflix. What a wonderful company.
Long-time locals say their new neighbour will be welcome.
So long as he brings a carton of beer, yeah, quite welcome.
Look at that.
He makes us welcome with a carton of porridge.
Though they might have bid off more than they bargained for.
What do you tell someone who's new to Larimah?
Leave. Goodbye.
A territory welcome for Larimah's newest neighbour. James Elton, ABC News, Larimah.
Ah, John Elton. How funny is that, eh? It's hilarious. 30,000 and a carton of beer. I bought mine for 45,000. Passerby, the first property for 45,000, and people say that they'll read me off. Don't come. Leave. I went to Wales, right? And people said, oh, you're from Wales. I said, no, Wales down the road. Like, there's a little hamlet. It's called a hamlet because it doesn't have any churches. It became the hamlet of Wales. And I had a shack there off grid. And it was like, yeah, that's right. It had fences. And it was a shack built out of stone. You know, like the South Australian stone. It was just stone. 2 windows. But the windows were maybe that big. And 1 door that didn't have a lock, of course. And people said that was a chicken coop. It wasn't a house. I said, what do you mean a chicken coop? And there was a neighbor there. They had a house. It was made out of Murd3r, and they've been there for 50 years. So they said, yeah, that was a chicken coop Gracie bought. And then okay, sweetheart, thanks for stopping by, Webby. I had a nap, and then I cooked lunch, and then I passed out, and then I woke up and it was like 10:30 at night and 11 o'clock, and now I need a coffee. I'll stay up, you know, but I wanted to share this. So have a good day, Webby. I'm glad you caught up with his story, and now you can watch the Netflix documentary, because I'm not good as Netflix is, but I love this story. Cafecito time. So yeah, and so as I was having a great time with my thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for the like. And thank you. My subscribers are sweethearts. Someone said, oh, your channel's got beautiful content, but you don't have, like, you need more, I don't know what. I said, I'm happy. Imagine I had 1 million subscribers and then I couldn't be talking to 1 million people. F that, you know. Yeah, look at me. I bought these glasses to read, passerby. Eyesight is terrible sometimes. But yeah, so I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I've told this story before in my life, but I had neighbors coming and putting birds in cages and dogs in cages, and I was like, then they took me to court saying I tried to poison the dogs. I said, no, I rescue dogs, mate. I had a dingo. Why would I do that? But they're one of the cages and they were selling birds. So anyway, I just put it up for sale, and I went down the river, which was maybe a K, put a tent, and I slept in the tent for like 6 months. I was going into town and going past my shed, but I had to sell it, you know. But yeah, no, it's crazy. I don't know if you heard this story. Check this out.
It's you, your closest friends, and your closest frenemies. This season on The Real Housewives.
Oh, hey. I was going to do the Real Houses of Charleston. I can be in the Real Wives. I don't have a husband, but...
A dose of vitamin D and a big breath of fresh air.
Get started. Check this out for a...
It doesn't matter what time of day it is, Oscar Gordon's bedroom is always pitch black. But not by choice. The people next door built a brick wall right up against his window, blocking out any light, and it's completely legal.
Check this out.
There's no better way to start the day than with a good old stretch, a dose of vitamin D, and a big breath of fresh air. Wait, what the...
One day I get home from work and I look out the window and there's a giant brick wall completely covering my window.
Yep, this is no practical joke. Oscar Gordon's bedroom window has been completely covered up by this brick wall.
And here, welcome to my view. What do you think?
What?
I love it, Thomas.
Like you can see.
Oscar, I have never, ever seen anything remotely like this.
Nobody should be living like this, though.
Prisoners in their cell get more light than I do in my bedroom.
So how on earth did Oscar end up living in this dungeon? Well, it all began about a month ago when the 33-year-old came home one day from work.
I looked out at my window and I saw this giant wall and I thought to myself, what the hell?
Panicked, Oscar ran next door to talk to the builders. But to his horror, he learnt the owners had a planning approval from Melbourne's Yarra City Council, and there was nothing he could do. Over the next few hours, Oscar was forced to watch as his bedroom window was covered up brick by brick.
That's why
this bedroom
Melbourne
is deemed
crazy.
inhabitable. It's almost like a glorified cupboard.
Oscar's new wall has attracted a lot of attention on social media. Even celebrities have been weighing in. Fifi Box commented on Instagram, "This is outrageous," while Sophie Monk said, "Orange is the new black, has a better view."
I had one person suggest just put a LCD television there and, you can change it, whether you want. The world's your oyster. You can literally look at...
Sorry. He reports from bed like I do. It's funny. He's in bed, I'm in bed.
To the Eiffel Tower if you wanted to.
Or a picture of the new social media.
Yeah, or just, the old sun. Just, God, imagine that.
All jokes aside though, Oscar says his month in solitary confinement is starting to take a toll.
What's it like waking up every morning in this room?
I open my eyes and I'm like, oh, yep, ready to go. So, put the gym gear on, go out, get ready to make myself a coffee. And I open my bedroom door and realise that it's 2 a.m. because I've got no idea of, what sense of time is because there's no sunlight to tell me.
He can't live like that with what's happening here right now. That needs to be addressed immediately.
Dr. Zara Chelik is a wellness expert. She's not surprised Oscar's been having some health issues.
There is no sunlight, there's no airflow, claustrophobic.
Oscar's asked his real estate agent at Hocking Stewart to put in a skylight, but he says the one they've proposed doesn't meet the standards of the Building Code of Australia.
Oh, really?
It's been quite frustrating going backwards and forwards and speaking to these agencies and having done all the research, and all I want is a little bit of light.
To help Oscar out, we've brought in block foreman Keith.
Oh.
I actually don't even know what to say.
He can't believe the wall ever got approved in the first place.
I remember this
I can't believe they've just overseen an existing window, and a window that has been there for a long time.
Yarra City Council says Oscar's window was put in without its permission by previous owners, and his next door neighbours have the right to build up to the boundary line. But Keith believes there's still been a planning failure.
I've never seen anything like that in Australia, and it just doesn't make sense, and I think a lot of people are at fault here.
So while poor old Oscar waits for a resolution, he's been spending more and more of his time out here.
He's got a
So do you miss
sense of
this?
humour.
Yes, absolutely. I find like when I first come outside of my, dungeon bedroom, that I'm sort of like doing these ones because I'm just not used to how light it actually is.
And he's taken some desperate measures to make sure he's getting enough vitamin D.
And what's this for?
I will do anything just to get that little bit of extra light because I am totally stripped of it throughout the whole day in my bedroom. Any way I possibly can. I just need light.
You can read the full statements from Yarra City Council and Hocking Stewart real estate agents on our website.
That is crazy, right? It's like my room. I'm always in darkness. Oh, look at me. This is my view. But on a good note, and if you want to be awake, I think they put the window illegally, like, in the first place. So when the others came to build, they could build, they just build that. The window shouldn't have, been approved. So that people build without permits, and that's what happens, Illegal window. I like it when he got the Windex and he pretending to clean the window. It's fucking hilarious. It's like crazy. I could never either. I put this doco, actually it was I play this without voice. Murd3r, there's an interview that Australian went up to Utah to do in 1968, I think it was, or something like that. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I live in darkness, passerby. I sticky tape my curtains because I don't want people seeing me, but since Murd3r passed, yeah, I watched this today. It's really cute.
Millions of fans all over the world still think of him as the Sundance Kid. He's romanced, on screen at least, some of the world's most beautiful women. And even though he's been around for more than 20 years, he's still the #1 pin-up boy to millions of fans. Australian audiences can now see him alongside Meryl Streep in Out of Africa, a movie nominated for 11 Academy Awards and tipped to take out the Oscar for Best Picture. But as we discovered when we met the Sundance Kid on his home ground in Utah, there's a lot more to Robert Redford than just a pretty face.
He used to be a good one.
Better get ready. Ready? No, we'll jump. Like hell we will.
To most of us, Robert Redford will always...
Actually, I can't show you that. That's got copyright. 60 minutes. But anyway, I think I can show you a little bit, I think. It's so good when you sit in there. Hang on.
If you didn't have this place to come to, this haven.
No, I couldn't have. I really need to get outdoors periodically or I go nuts.
These days, when Redford reluctantly leaves Sundance for Hollywood, he does so on his own terms.
I think you can only show clips. And the good thing that he said was that he actually got that place for skiing, and he was trying to help young actors get away from Hollywood, you know? Yeah.
In all that hype that goes with being a star.
Yeah, I still think that exists to an extent. Maybe, I just get so old, people say, is he still around? But at this point, yeah, I still...
So what he said was that if he didn't do interviews, people will make up whatever stories about him, but he tried to keep it real. So basically, forget about it. Forget about it. There you go. That's my home screen. There's my YouTube. That's what I've been watching. And things I don't watch. Yeah, no, they've got copyrights. Actually, I love the US. You know how they, I don't know, they can just put the trials on TV. We don't get that here. But yeah, I don't watch many things. I love Dexter. I watched all of those. But anyway, I got the heater on because it's bloody freezing. But he said that he wanted to help, people do independent films. I never really followed Robert Redford, so my sister did. She had posters of him and Paul Anka, I think it was. I'm an old bag. But anyway, we show you the Larimah documentary and the poor bloke with that and his son on his window. Well, I had, I think I told you I had surgery on my femur 4 months ago. It's been 4 months now since my surgery. And I've been sleeping like crap. I normally sleep 6 hours and I'm up. But I had 3 hours sleep, I think, the other day. And I was, yeah, I had a nap from 4 till about 10. Whoops. I was supposed to lay down for an hour, but it was so cold in Melbourne today. I had the hot water bottle. Hey, I was gonna show you something. Well, this lamp doesn't want to work sometimes. But I did this because they were making fun of Robbie Flower. Wayne Flower. So I'm a fan of beanies. You can wear a beanie and look alright. So I thought that was funny. He's a reporter for the Daily Mail in Melbourne. He was doing the Aaron Patterson story. And he was wearing a beanie and a jacket. And he was reporting. It was freezing that day. And people were having a go on the chat, saying that he looked like he was returning the trolley for money, that he looked like a homeless person. And I know there's a lot of scrutiny for people that wear beanies. I mean, I have so many beanies, so I felt personally attacked when people comment on how you look. Like, we're born how we're born, and you know, if you want to wear a beanie, wear it. I've got beanies in Netherby, in my property, you know, out in the bush. It's so cold, like -1 or 2 Celsius, that you gotta wear clothes to bed. Melbourne is the same, you know. Well, you're in Queensland and Life Artist is in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Oh, thank you, passerby. And I'm, you know. Oh, I love my hot water bottle. Excuse me. When you're single and you don't want to mingle, you warm your water, have a movie and a nap, and no one can tell you nothing. Because haters will hate, and people always got to say something. Right? But the funny thing is, when you're living in a city or anywhere, and someone moves next door to you, and then you're effed. Because they do what they will do. Like my next door neighbors here, they never, ever shut the blind in the kitchen. So their kitchen looks to my kitchen. So I open the back door, and there they are. They're beautiful people. Doesn't matter, right? Because at night, when I turn the light on outside and come outside and they're in the kitchen, I mean, yeah, life artist, passerby. So I feel like knocking on the door and saying, hey, you know, if your blind is broken, I'm happy to, you know, buy you a blind so you can bloody shut it at night. Because if we're having a barbecue or a birthday, they have the window and they're so tall. It's a Russian, right? And he stands there next to the fence. And I feel like I have to say g'day, you know. But do I have to say g'day if I'm just looking at my flowers? You're forced to say hello to your neighbour because he's there, standing there next to you. So I do, because I'm a lovely, lovely neighbour. But sometimes I don't want to be a lovely neighbour. Oh, passerby, I'm coming to visit. 1K away. Perfect. I need that for a retreat. You can make an Airbnb. Do you have a shed? I can stay in the shed. Like when I bought my shed, it's 450 kilometers from Melbourne. It takes me 4.5 to 5 hours to get there. And when I get there, I'm in this little town that it's wonderful, you know. I mean, I love it. But there's neighbors. I could never afford a place, you know. I always rented, counting coins. Excuse me. But yeah. Beanie or no beanie? That's the question, you know. Don't worry about the rest. It's beanie or no beanie. And where is Paddy? I don't know if Tom is still here, because I know that it's early in Ireland. How is Enrique? Buenos dias, Enrique. You need to build a shed. Okay. How many people in the house though? Passerby. We can make gnocchi, chips and eggs, meatloaf. You can guys hire me as a cook. I tend to clean people's homes when I get there. It's not that I want to clean it. It's that I always see things and I thought, oh, this could be here, and you make more space. So I end up remodeling, refurbishing. I'm glad that I was awake to do this live, because you can't watch these type of documentaries in the morning. There's a ray of light there, however that happens. But I don't know, that mystery, you know. I don't know, what do you guys reckon? What happened to Paddy? I reckon the gardener did it. Sorry, I just lost reception for a minute. Yeah, that's right. Steel rose, and I wanted to build pergola in my property. It's for sale, actually. Passerby, I'll give you the address, see if you can Google it. It's Netherby Baker Road in Netherby, Victoria, Australia. Number 3 Netherby Baker Road. And I mean, the real estate didn't do a bad job. They got a video of it. It's been for sale for about over a year now. But a lot of people don't understand off-grid, and some people that want to go might not have the money. But I'm not in a hurry to sell it. I put it up for sale because I was going to have surgery and I need a year to recover. And if I can't be there, but if it doesn't sell, doesn't matter, you know. But price has gone up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not bad. Life artist. Yeah. Poor Paddy. And Kellie the dog. She was so cute. He could have taken off, but we want to believe though, but oh, 7 p.m. AM. PM. Imagine if he's in Western Australia. It's just that no, he didn't have a car. I think he just had the tractor. But he could have hitchhiked, you know. There's a lot of, if that was a freeway or a highway, he could have got in a car with a dog and take off. Start a new adventure. But no, sadly, I think I know what happened. The gardener. Because if you watch a documentary, but I don't know whether you can believe the Netflix, but I think all the people that you saw on this documentary made a real effort for Netflix. Like, they obviously got paid. So people make an effort, with some makeup, put some nice clothes on for the TV. But yeah. The internet's so slow. Oh, yeah. Same here. If we don't laugh a little, life is too down. Down. Yeah, that's what they were saying. If they find the dog, they find Paddy, you know, because the dog never left the site. So. Life artist has a husband named Enrique from Mexico. Hola. Hola, Enrique. Are you going to cook your husband a bit of lunch? Or is he cooking lunch for you, my love? Guess what I had? Cherry ripe. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. yesterday in Vegas. It's 4 o'clock in the morning here. It's Thursday. Late shopping. Everything closes at 9 p.m. Yes. Mm-hmm. Picnic. I'm not allergic to peanuts, so it's chocolate and peanuts. How about it? This a message held for review, but yeah, cherry ripe. I love it. The robot held your comment for cherry ripe. I don't know whether YouTube has like the US version of English or what, because the US is not the only bloody country that speaks English. They speak English in Canada, in England, in Australia, in South Africa. Don't know anywhere else, but whatever, you know. Spanish is more countries speaking Spanish than English. You got the whole of South America, Spain, and the poor Philippines. The Spanish went to the Philippines and the English went to India, right? And they were there for like 200 years trying to conquer, probably. And then they went to South Africa and the Dutch went there. And then they came to Australia, and the Irish and the Scottish came because they were, if they if they did any robberies, like a loaf of bread, they were sent to Australia. And yeah, and tea. So it's interesting, you know, that like if you hear the Philippine language has got things in Spanish, like the numbers are from are Spanish. Yeah. A lot of people were sent here, you know. Yeah, I know, Thomas. The robot was like, I don't even have it because I blocked whatever the name is. I blocked it and reported it to the authorities because it said I bought or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Like people were hungry, you know. It was World War II. And then after World War II, everybody went to South America. They went to Argentina. The English, the Spanish. No, not the English. Well, the English with Argentina have a different problem. I don't want to talk about that one. And the Italians. And yeah, so everybody fled because they were hungry, and South America had good jobs, I suppose. People migrate and go places. And they migrate to work and be better, you know. I don't know. I came here because I fell in love when I was very young. And my husband back then, which I'm divorced 22 years now, but he was born here. parents from Uruguay, so we came here. And I was only coming for a couple of years just to have a look. Because I had a good job back home and I loved it. And then I cried for 20 years because I was lonely. I never had any family. And then I stopped crying. And now I'm okay. Because you can't cry about it all the time. You gotta be strong. And you cry because you miss your country when you migrate, you know. And people say, well, go back to your own country. I said, I love to go home, but I've got my kids here, you know. That's right. But, you know, redneck. They always said, oh, you got a bit of an accent. Where are you from? Are you Greek? I'm like, hell no, no. And then I realized I can't say that. Because it looks like, oh, I don't want to be Greek. I'm like, no, like it's far from it, you know. Different continent. Some people think that Italy is very close to Uruguay. No, different continent. But then we keep on going on. Oh, another message helpful review. Let me have a look. Okay. Maybe the word. Yeah, that's right. Where was she from, passerby, your mum? Like where I am, where my property is, they're German mainly. Because all around the Wimmera in Victoria and back in the day, they had a plague of rabbits. And the Italiana, bravo. I'm fluent in Italian. I love it. Anyway, the farmers lost all their farms, so the Germans bought them cheap. And yeah, it's a lot of German in Victoria, up there in the Wimmera. No. But the thing is with Italians, right? Like in Uruguay, we had Italians, and I used to go to the markets in South America, and here the Italians trying to sell tomatoes and lemons. You know, like we hear was tomate limona, tomate limona. And I used to sing that all the time. And my mother used to say, don't speak like that. Yeah, I'm from Uruguay, Montevideo. And then I learned Italian. And then I thought I was Italian. I did my DNA. Have a bit of Irish, Lithuanian, Estonian, Baltic. 65% Baltic and Russian. So my DNA is from up there. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Life Artist family comes from Portugal. People come from everywhere, you know, and I don't know why they think that, I don't want to talk politics, but Trump had a go at the ABC reporter this morning saying you're doing bad for Australia or something. And I'm going to tell on you when the Prime Minister of Australia comes to the US, I'm going to tell them about you. The poor bloke just asked a couple of questions about his personal wealth. It's gone into politics and business. But anyway. Ay, 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 caramba. Your castle. Yeah. And when I have Portuguese, and then they put that my DNA comes from Portugal, yeah, and my DNA comes from a specific island in Portugal where Life Artist's family comes from. How is that amazing? But people migrate everywhere. I don't like racism, you know. I don't understand it, and I don't go into it. I think languages are amazing, all languages, you know. Maybe DNA wise, you know, it's interesting. Maybe we are second cousins. When you do your DNA, you get an email saying that they found people that you're related to, you know. It's interesting. What about you, passerby? You married an Italian? Have Italian, gotta go to Italy. A lot of Italians marry Italians. My son has an Italian girlfriend, and my daughter has an Italian boyfriend. And I'm the only one that speaks Italian. Actually, my daughter's boyfriend speaks Italian because he comes from like there, you know. So cute. He's a chef. And I can speak Italian with him, and my daughter says, "Stop it, you two." Oh, yeah. So she's got la sangre italiana. It's good though, you know, because we need a bit of fire in us. I like to muck around and don't go marching with a flag and thinking that the earth spins around only one bloody country. The earth is the earth, you know. It's a big place, and they're stuffing it up. People are consuming too much. Like if I can wear a jumper from 1984, and I don't look too bad with a jumper on, you know. Still holding. All right, that's good, Life Artist. So, if your cousin has British, some people are looking at that, you know what, to get passports to go somewhere. So I think a lot of people, when they're Spanish, they can get a passport and go to Spain, or get a passport and go to Italy. Actually, I thought about it. I was going to sell my property and move to Italy. Calabria. Alla spiaggia in Calabria. I can go to Calabria's beach, buy an apartment, go and have a coffee downtown, and me ne frega tutto, you know? Oh, well, I don't know if I can say that either because it's swearing a little bit in Italian. But yeah. And then I thought, well, I don't have a passport or a visa. Why do you think, Grace, that it's okay that you're going to go to Italy and they're going to say, yeah, sure, you can live here. We'll give you a passport and a visa. Stay here. I don't even know what the laws are in Italy. I just speak the language and dreamed of going to Italy. So, you know, I can live with bread, water, and pizza, and a bit of pasta. Right, so on your father's side, you're English. I don't have any English. I have Irish. No. But, you know, they keep doing the DNA, and they keep on bringing new technology where they refine where you're from. It's interesting. All right. Yeah, people mix. People mix. I love the English accent. I love the British and the Irish. And I go to the Irish pub. Sometimes you hear the Irish, and I'm like, you know, all people are good and bad no matter where, you know. You got good people and bad people everywhere. We're just humans. People forget that. They think because they have $1 million and you have $10. But anyway, some people are happy. Some people are having great stuff happening in their lives. You know, new birth, new babies, kids starting school and getting new jobs and getting new cars or learning to drive and they get their license. There's beautiful moments in life where you feel on top of the world, you know. That's right. Life artist went to London and got attached to chocolate. I couldn't stay in England. No, because isn't that funny? Enrique is so good. Well, I've been here 2 hours. I think we had a good night, you guys, or middle of the night in Australia. It was, people are getting up to go to work. The sun's going to come out in an hour or two. And, no, it's been really nice. And if you miss something, you can go to the beginning of the live. But I think we cover everything. All right. That's right. They call me they call me Mexican. So anyone that comes from Melbourne, the people from Sydney or Queensland call us Mexican because we're south of the border. I'm all right with that. People ask me if I speak Mexican, which is funny, you know. I said, yeah, I speak Mexican. Mexican is not a language. But anyway, God help you, mate, if you think that Mexican is a language. It's not. It's Spanish. Oh, you're welcome, Thomas. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad you got to see Paddy's story. We're still waiting for news. I don't think that we're going to ever hear what happened, you know. It's like that bloke reporting from bed and I'm reporting from bed as well. Well, you guys have a great night and Webby for coming in and Leo. Leo has to work. He is probably at the airport working in Miami. And many others that we haven't seen in a while. But yeah, no, it's been a great night. I had a few laughs. And we'll see you again soon with another story. I love you guys. Say hello to your spouses. And keep me informed, alright? See what's going on. Passerby, you're welcome here. Always welcome. We need to chill the F out. Bye, robot. Get an update, mate. Chao, chao. Hasta mañana. Los quiero mucho. Adiós.